Afternoon beer drinkers, welcome back to the Mancave for this Boxing Day special episode. Our first beer of two that we're going to be doing today is a Cloudwater Bourbon Christmas Cake Imperial Stout. A bit of a mouthful, but we're hoping it's going to be a delicious one. It's 12.8% and the Cloudwater Brewery have been going since 2014 with their first beer being produced in 2015 in February, and this is a collaboration with Two Old Brewery out in Denmark, and they've been going since about 2010, so both fairly young breweries, but these have a very good reputation of being great beers. Because it's a Christmas Cake Imperial Stout, we thought it being Christmas, we'd give this a go first.
Let's crack it open. So this is a brand new one on me. Didn't you get this from?
We got it from Beer in Ambleside, in Lake District.
In yeah, lovely little bottle shop in Ambleside, up north of the border. No, not quite north of the border, but up in the Badlands. Up, nice. I've checked this out on Untapped, and it has mixed reviews. Some people say it's too spicy, too this, too that. There are a few 4s and 4.5s, but there are a few 5s that say Christmas in a glass. So I'm looking forward to this. It's actually got quite a Christmassy nose to it, if that's even a thing.
Oh,
is that a thing, a Christmassy nose?
In our constant quest to find the Christmas beer that matched the Shepherd Neame Christmas Ale we had years ago, we haven't ever quite found a beer that matched it, and that tasted like Christmas. So
yeah, that was literally Christmas in a glass. Well, that smells like a contender.
It's not far off, is it?
It came close. That's got kind of a nose of. Let's get it in the glass. Just stop dicking around and get it in the glass, shall we? So the observant among you may have noticed that that's not me sat behind the bar. This is me. That's my brother, the famous Mrsealyp of Farming Simulator FS. Well, how many have you done now?
Farming Simulator 15, 17 and 19
okay,
I've done
so
videos on.
He has a YouTube channel, Mrsealyp. Check him out. You know what, I might have poured that real evenly, I might have just judged it to perfection.
And for any of my subscribers that might be watching this video, every time I've mentioned Mancave beer reviews, that's not part of my Let's Plays, it's not part of my narratives or storylines. Mancave beer reviews does exist. That's my brother right there.
It's me.
And he does his videos here out of his man cave. So
also
we are not the same person.
There are a few people that were convinced we were the same person. I'm going to have to try and... I'm doing this off camera because I might spill it, but I've kind of misjudged that a bit. That's better.
Now, this does say adjuncts. It says glacé cherries, orange zest, raisins and spices. So yeah, we've got high hopes for this. Yeah, matured on glacé cherries. So yeah, we'll see. So the one we had years ago had cherry brandy in it, so I think that might be why this tastes a bit similar.
So like I said, mixed reviews on Untapped. Everything is above 4, which is always a good sign, so it can't be that bad. So I think what we should do is get the aroma and see what we think. Wow.
that is
wow.
Strong.
That smells.
That's real cherry, hits you first of all.
Yeah, cherry, those kind of dark, kind of Christmassy fruits, fruitcake, malt loaf, Christmas cake.
All the smells you associate with Christmas,
yeah,
spices.
Absolutely. Kind of maybe nutmeggy, cinnamon.
Crikey, that smells incredible.
That does smell like Christmas cake, it really does.
And that is dark.
Yeah, that is black as a witch's tit. Was it flat as a witch's tit? I always get that one wrong. But anyway, it's completely opaque. You cannot see through it at all. I poured it carefully, so very little head. But I think we should stop dicking around and get our face in it.
Merry
Cheers,
Christmas.
everybody. Merry Christmas.
Cheers.
Cheers. Christ on a bike. Oh.
Wow.
What do you think, Mrsealyp?
That, when it first hits your mouth, it seems a bit overpowering initially. Quite over the top. However, as that then goes down, it's quite warming. And the taste that linger afterwards, that is incredible.
I'd have to agree wholeheartedly. So Mrsealyp is known for his Farming Simulator Let's Plays, how-tos, guide to Red Dead Redemption.
I've done some Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Done a bit of mud runner and a few other things.
As well as that, he does love his beer.
Mm.
I tell you what, that is
incredible.
I'm going in for
and
a
I have
second.
to say, my taste in beer has changed over the years. I was always more a kind of reds, ambers, ruby beers, and over the years, I didn't like dark beers, didn't like particularly strong beers. However, that has changed over the last year, 18 months. That is incredible.
That's lovely, isn't it? That is. How strong did you say it was?
12.8%. It's a strong one. You wouldn't be drinking. It's not a session beer. Let's be honest.
But again, I've mentioned it before in my videos. You know, this time 5 years ago. I mean, I've been to pubs. I think I went down to Bath with my better half, my lovely lady wife Tracy. We frequented a few bars while the Olympics was on. Popped in and out of bars, pubs, watched the Olympics on flat screens and such. And I bought a beer. I forget what it was called. I think it was HSB, or it was strong beer. One of those kind of pub moments where I ordered the beer and the landlord kind of went, "Are you sure?" Like, yeah, and everyone kind of stopped. It was 5%, which back then was considered quite a strong beer. You know, it was
anything 5% and above. I know our dad, who was a real old drinker his whole life, anything over 5% was considered a headbanger. But that has shifted with craft beers.
So the last 5 years, the world has changed for beer, craft beer especially. Whereas, like I say, a 12% beer, of course it's strong, but it's not mentally strong, because there are stronger beers.
You don't sip that immediately and think, whoa, that's alcoholic. No. It's not.
No. There's definitely an alcohol, I wouldn't say a burn, but a feeling, a warmth to it, but not one you'd get from whiskey or kind of a scotch or...
It's a different,
It's a warming... Excuse me, what's the word? A warming glow, I would say.
What I like about that as well, the aftertaste, it lingers.
It stays.
But it changes as it's going. And that is spices, cherries.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Christmas in a glass. That's incredible. I know, looking on the Cloudwater website earlier on today, they pride themselves on seasonal beers and using ingredients from particular seasons. And the fact we bought that back in, blimey, when did we get that? September time?
September.
August, September. And I saw it on the shelf and I thought, you know what, we'll grab that. We'll have that at Christmas. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It is. Yeah. Again, the good thing is with stouts, porters, imperials, that sort of thing, they do keep for a long time. They do, you know, unlike some of the lighter, like kind of hop forward beers that have got maybe 6 months to a year on the sell by or the drink by dates. That's the sort of beer that would probably get better and better the longer you leave it. So you'd need to buy 10 bottles, really, wouldn't you, and drink one every year.
Just in case, just as backup. But I think once your tongue goes numb, it's a lot better. You don't.
Once the feeling goes completely. Yeah. So just to preface this, we have just finished the traditional Seal Boxing Day barbecue. We slow cooked the duck. We had some sausages. Family was up. Most of my brother's children, sadly, 2 had to work, which is a shame. But so we just finished the barbecue and we've had 1 or 2 beers already. We finished off the polypin. We had a demi-pin of Brazilian, 18 pints. From Colchester Brewery, which was amazing. That's all gone. We're now on, there's a bit left in there. A little bit of broadside left, which Paul's lovely wife, Mandy, got hold of for us. And we've been working our way through some Jennings. We're not going to go short because we have, we have a handful of 8 packs of Snecklifter all the way from Jennings up in Cockermouth. So, amongst other things in the Mancave, just in case. So we should be okay. But so I've got to say, I'm going to go for a score now. Now, Untapped's always out of 5. That is delicious, but I wouldn't give that 5. I've got to be honest. I'm going to go. Bear with. I'm going to go 4.75 out of 5. It's up there. It's up there. It didn't quite break the internet, but it's up there. I would say. And in my head, I was thinking 4.7. Ah, okay, right. I wasn't thinking 5. Yeah, see, I think Untapped, because that initial hit, when you first hits your mouth, you think, whoa, okay. Yeah. If it didn't have that initial bang when it hits you, I think it would be up near a 5. But I reckon 4.7. I think you're right, because reading Untapped before the review, like I always do, lots of the comments did actually say the initial burst is quite overpowering. I think that is The only problem, if you can call it, that's not really a problem because it's a first world problem.
It's a lovely
it's not a bad problem to have. The very first mouthful is a lot of flavour.
Yeah.
Really bang.
It takes a while for your mouth to pull it all apart and work out what it is.
It's been indoors, so it's not fridge cold. It's not Mancave cold. It's room temperature.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, again, for me, for Impys and Stouts and Porters, the ideal temperature, kind of room temperature. So it's about the perfect drinking temperature. Yeah, 4.75 out of 5 for, excuse me, whoa, for Untapped and Mancave beer reviews. That is a very, very nice beer. I've had some Cloudwater beers, although I can't recollect which ones. I'm pretty sure at the Victoria Inn Craft Beer Festival last year I had a Cloudwater beer. Can't remember, got to be honest. But that is nectar.
It's incredible.
That is good.
It's a lovely, lovely beer. I think that has got to be the closest to that Shepherd Neame Christmas Ale.
I wish I could find that again because that was good. But this is like I say, 4.75 out of 5. That's as good as a perfect beer as you're going to get. So I think we should put these to one side. Yeah. And move on. So, Heavy Lord. So this is a collaboration between Beavertown and 3 Floyds. Now the Heavy Lord is a mashup between the 2 Imperial Stouts they brew. One of them is Dark Lord and the other is Heavy Water. So they've come up with Heavy Lord, a collaboration of the 2. Now this is the beer that the Beer O'Clock Show voted their beer of the year by a long way. One of the guys did it purely on gut feel and what he thought was the best beer of the year. The other guy did it by Untapped. He took out all his beers that weren't a 5, all his beers that weren't X, Y and Z, till he finally narrowed it down till he got to this Heavy Lord. Now I bought this last year from Paul at 2 Brews, who I keep mentioning. Get yourselves down there. Fantastic little bottle shop. Everything I've read so far is this is as good as beer gets. Now, thus far, hitherto, I've had some beers that are as good as beer gets. So, this could be it. So, let's crack it open.
Beavertown, they normally do a lot of the sour beers, don't
they? They do.
They've done a range of.
Yeah, they've done sour beers, but Beavertown are the ones that recently sold out, if you like, to Heineken. They sold a 49% share of their brewery to Heineken. So they didn't sell out, they just sold a share. There are people that have now said, screw Beavertown, not drinking their beers, they've sold out. I don't agree. So long as nothing changes, if they can get Beavertown beer into establishments, like
out to more people.
Absolutely, and it doesn't change, who cares? At the end of the day, Beavertown, I've not had a bad Beavertown beer yet. I've had all sorts. They do Neckall, I've had a few Heavy Water, which I've got a can of up there somewhere. All sorts of good beers. I've not had a bad one yet. So anyway, I don't want to pour this.
We're about to see.
I don't want to. I'm not going to say what it smells like. Even sounds good.
That looks like oil.
Oh my Christ! You know when you have a service and you drain your sump, that's what that looks like. Crikey! Oh my Christ! So it's not often you get a beer with a coloured head. Sometimes you get a slightly off-white head, or you get slightly.
That looks like coffee.
That looks. You could have spooned it out of the bowl. So before we even look at that, it's Imperial Stout aged in Woodford double oak barrels, infused with vanilla pods, and I'm still not sure how you pronounce this. Cacao nibs, Cacio, I'm not sure. C-A-C-A-O.
It might be cacao.
Cacao nibs.
Yeah, it's like coffee.
Yeah, I think it's probably smarter than me, to be fair. It's 14%. So this one that was strong. This one's a bit stronger. So
okay, well,
let's go in for the aroma and see what we think. It looks. Wow.
Oh, blimey! What does that remind me of?
Oh Christ! It's got a spirity smell straight away.
It's got a very familiar smell, but I can't place it.
Any ideas? I'm not sure.
Spirit.
Meths, petrol. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Yeah. Wow.
That smells good.
Well.
So, like I said, this has won lots of accolades, amongst which Beer O'Clock Show Beer of the Year. Let's stop dicking around and get our face in it. Cheers. Mrsealyp. Oh my God.
Wham. That's like treacle as well. That's not, I wouldn't say it's watery, the one we just had, but that was thick.
I totally agree. So that tastes good, but that feels good as well.
That's incredible.
That kind of
smooth and kind of coats your tongue and throat as it goes down.
That is.
I still can't place the flavour though.
No, it's definitely got a.
It does smell very spirity.
Maybe it's just a spirity. There's all the standard Impy Stout flavours. You've got a little bit of coffee, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of vanilla, but it's got a spirity kind of kick to it.
Mm.
I mean,
I'm getting vanilla.
Yeah. It's been aged in bourbon barrels. Woodford, did I read that right? Yeah, I did just say that. I've been drinking, so yeah. Woodford double oak for 8 months. Christ.
But that said, though, after that initial hit, because we both went, wow, that initial hit was far less than the other one.
Yeah.
But the flavour hasn't lingered. I'm trying to work out on the back. There's definitely a flavour.
There's something there, isn't there?
I cannot.
And the aroma, it's got a real sounds ridiculous. It's got a distinctive aroma,
but you can't.
I can't tell what it is.
If I had a more refined palate,
maybe maybe if I wasn't already half cut.
3 sheets to the wind. Wow.
It's good.
Definitely coffee on the front.
Yeah. Coffee,
chocolatey,
followed by vanilla and chocolate. Bit of licorice, maybe. Maybe that's.
Oh, it could be that, couldn't it? I'm not a great lover of
maybe
licorice.
Yeah.
Or aniseed, to be fair, but I don't mind licorice because I think could be, couldn't it? But wow.
So that's
very nice.
So out of the two, so first of all, I can see why the Beer O'Clock Show scored this so highly, because that is a fantastic beer. That is absolutely nectar, is what that is.
And again, the beauty of beer. It's one of those amazing things that somebody who likes their light beers, IPAs, that would drink that and think it's the most disgusting thing they've ever drunk.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle, you might drink it and think, well, okay, it's not my cup of tea, but you get the flavours. But it's an incredible beer, regardless. If you're just tasting it from a purely beer drinker's perspective, you've got to appreciate
the craft and
That's amazing.
That is.
My cheeks are up. I can feel myself warming up already. Wow. Okay.
No, that's good. That's good stuff.
It could be licorice, you know.
I think it maybe is licorice. I think that's the kick, the little kick I'm getting. But again, neither of them are that boozy, if you know what I mean.
It's
you know
12.8 and a 14.
Yeah. You've got a bit of an alcohol kick and a slightly warming, but I think that's more the flavour than the alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, something when you drink a whiskey or you drink a, I don't know, something that's 20%.
Well,
maybe.
I mean, I've drunken Innocent Gun before.
Yeah,
where I've
taste.
Thought, whoa, okay,
even Abbott Reserve. Has quite a spirity kick to it. Yeah. It's only what 6.5%.
Yeah, 6.8. 6.5, 6.8.
That 14 and 12%. It's not like whoa. No. It's got a real drinkable. I mean, to say drinkable. You couldn't drink many bottles of that, could you?
But this is another conversation we had a few weeks ago. We went down to Two Brews and we were chatting about that. And we were saying about the price of craft beers, and we were talking about the fact that people are annoyed about how expensive they are. But the thing is, these are beers you don't knock back. They're not session beers that you drink pint after pint after pint. You're drinking these beers, and what you're paying for is that craft. You're paying for the flavour. You're paying for their ability to create and craft something amazing.
Yes.
And it's so much different than just going down the pub and drinking a beer that you can knock back 10 pints of, but then what have you gained from that? You can't drink a lot of these, but when you do,
don't need to.
The flavours and the sensations and what you get from it is amazing.
Yeah,
that's what you're getting, aren't you? No,
to be fair, like you say, one of these, or maybe both of these, is an evening's drinking.
Yeah.
That would be it for an evening.
You would sip away quite happily, you get that lovely warmth every time you drink it, but you would not guzzle these down.
I think we're stuck in that English English way of life where a good night out is based on how many pints you can get down your throat in the space of 3 hours, where I kind of think the European way of doing it is way better.
Sit down, relax, chat.
If you're getting good quality, high strength beer, it hasn't even got to be high strength, but if it's good quality and you only drink 3 in a night,
you've got some great flavours there. And like I say, it doesn't have to be 14%. It could be a 5% beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with a lovely, lovely flavour, you don't feel that need to guzzle away.
No,
you just enjoy it, savour
Not
it.
at all, no. So, I'm with the Beer O'Clock Show on this one. I think... No, I've not drunk as many beers as they have. I think that one of the guys checked in, what's that, was 1,500 beers this year?
Beers.
I'm only up at about 180. My wife thinks I'm an alcoholic already, but only 180 beers. Now, that doesn't include duplicates, so there are a few there that I've had like 8 or 9 of on a night out. But out of the almost 200 beers I've had, I would have to say the Heavy Lord is the best out of all of them, without a doubt, for me personally. Now, you've probably not drunk as many different beers as I have this year.
I haven't, not as many different ones, but I have to say, of all the beers I've drunk, I'm a great lover of Abbott Reserve, absolutely love it. ESB, Fuller's ESB, absolutely love. They're both very strong beers. I have to say, I'm with the Cloudwater.
For the Cloudwater one,
I love that.
Yeah.
I suppose because it's Christmassy and I'm feeling festive and whatever, but that is a lovely. I'm not saying that's not a lovely beer.
No,
it is an amazing beer.
Yeah,
but of the two, that one for me has edged it.
Okay, you prefer the Cloudwater one, yeah.
Awesome.
So I gave the Cloudwater beer 4.75. I'm giving that a 5. The Beavertown Heavy Lord. Maybe that's peer pressure from other people that have given it 5. I don't know. Maybe that's the alcohol talking. I don't know. However, I think that's... Yeah, see, do I give it 5? Because I'm thinking that's almost as good as beer gets. So if I think it's almost as good as beer gets, to deserve a 5.
But then until you drink a beer that you would think is as good as it gets out, that is as good as it gets until you...
Hitherto, up to this point, now, Boxing Day 2018, for me, that's as good as beer gets. The Beavertown 3 Floyd's Heavy Lord gets a 5 out of 5 on Untapped from Mancave Beer Reviews, and you preferred...
I preferred the Cloudwater, yeah, absolutely, the Christmas cake.
Yeah.
Imperial Stout, which,
Not that we're not going to finish both the beers.
Absolutely.
They're fucking delicious.
I'm not pouring that away.
No, exactly.
That's still
it's
going
not going down the bath. No, not at all. No.
Wow.
So, hope you enjoyed this Boxing Day special of Mancave Beer Reviews. We're not wrapping up. I don't know what time it is. What time you got there?
No, it's only about... What time is it? 5:15?
You're kidding me. Is that what it is?
It's 5:15.
Jesus Christ, we're hitting it hard early. So we're going to finish off the broadside, probably crack home some more Snack Lifter. We're going to finish these 2 beers off. Oh shit, while I'm here, I completely forgot, I did forget. Couple of quick shout outs. For a few people that consistently comment and engage with me on social media and on YouTube. Stevie Patton, thank you for your continued support for both myself and Mrsealyp. Christopher C. Hunley, who consistently messages me on Facebook, Twitter, etc. Big Papa C.
Yep.
Thank you for your continued support. Who else have we got? We've got the Way family.
Absolutely.
You might be talking more about this than I can.
The Way family have just been amazing over the last 2 years. I've been YouTubing properly. Have supported me, have given me advice, friendship. They've sent us gifts. They've knitted things. They started following Mancave Beer Reviews, and for Christmas they sent us both presents, which was incredibly generous. Such an amazing family, and
so thank you very much indeed for your support. One more little shout out to Olivia. You won't know anything about this because I think you're about 6 months old, 9 months old. Lee Massey's daughter. He asked me specifically, could I give a quick shout out to Olivia? So, Merry Christmas, Olivia. Maybe when you're 5 years old, you might watch this and you'll be, what the hell is he talking about? But Merry Christmas, Olivia. I hope you had a great Christmas and got everything Santa delivered to you. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah,
I think that's it.
I think we're there. So, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for Mrsealyp for
having me,
gracing me with his presence and hosting this show. You may have noticed I've got a bit of a sore throat and a buggered voice at the moment. It's been a great 2019 for both Farming Simulator, 2018 will be a great 2019.
Hopefully.
Thanks for watching. Hopefully there'll be a new channel out next year associated to Mancave Beer Reviews, but not specifically Mancave Beer Reviews. I'll show you what that is later on in the year. Thanks for watching. Have a great 2019, a happy new year, etc, etc. From me, Mrsealyp. Cheers. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Cheers. Take care. Bye. That's a sipper.